Hi everyone, my name is Carmel. I work with Eastside Neighborhood Services with the Vital Living Program. Hope you're all doing well, taking care, and let's get seated in our chairs. We're going to start with some deep breathing today. And so place your hands on your stomach. We're going to do some belly breathing is when we inhale through our nose, let it travel all the way down to our stomach so that it expands and fills up with air. And then we that and expel it all out as we exhale. So let's try that. Let's inhale through our nose, let it reach all the way down to our belly. And then exhale it all out. Inhale through our nose, let it reach all the way down to our belly. And exhale it all out. Last one now. Inhale through your nose. And exhale it out. Okay, so we are going to get started with our head and our neck. So to start off with warming up here, for any of the movements of any of these exercises that we do, feel free to always adjust. I'm simply a guide, so don't want to stress you out as to whether you have to look exactly what I'm doing. You could probably even extend more, whatever works for you, but this is an all abilities exercise class. So we are looking right to left here and stopping at the center each time. Taking deep breaths in and out, inhaling and exhaling. And warming up that head and that neck. Let's look up to the ceiling this time. Look straight ahead, down to the floor. Again, just your head and your neck moving. The rest of your body is nice and relaxed. It's not really moving here. And keep on breathing. At any time today, feel free to take a break if you need to. I'll keep on going here, but you can always come back to the parts you've missed since we save these videos every single week. So you can always go back to them. Okay. And last one. Look straight ahead again here. This time, let's keep on kind of warming up that neck a little bit more. So I'll come a little bit closer so you can see. So go ahead, pull those shoulders down, and we're gonna reach one side of our head, trying to reach our ear all the way to our shoulder. We're not doing this though, because we're pulling our shoulders nice and down so that we feel that stretch right here. And breathe into that, and switch to the other side. Same thing, remember to pull those shoulders down. Feel that stretch right here. And when you feel that stretch, that's all you need to be at. You don't need to push farther than that. So keep on feeling that. Take deep breaths in and out. Okay, switch again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Switch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one now. Switch again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, nice and loosened up here. Go ahead and kind of wiggle that off, shake that off a bit. We're going to move on to our shoulders this time. So let's go ahead and roll our shoulders forward. So all I'm doing is I'm making small circles with my shoulder here, rolling them forward, making the circles bigger as I go, when you feel comfortable, you can make those circles a little bit bigger as you get used to that movement. And let's roll it backwards this time. Same thing, easier way into it. Don't want to, if you feel pain at all, you shouldn't feel pain. It should never be a sharp pain, maybe tiredness. Maybe your muscles are starting to feel a little bit warmer, or it's starting to get tired essentially. It shouldn't be pain that you're feeling. So want to remember to always pay attention to your body throughout the whole time today. Okay, take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in and out. We're going to continue with these, but this time we're going to add our elbows into it. So let's just roll it forward, get used to that movement again. So I'm rolling my shoulders forward, and then I'm going to include my elbows, and then just shoulders again. Include the elbows, just the shoulders, and include the elbows. So keep trying that, alternating back and forth, where you roll your shoulders the regular way and then include your elbows the next time. And then keep going back and forth here. So feel that out. Take deep breaths in and out. Again, do it to a comfortable range of motion that works for you. And let's do last one here. Last round. And elbows. Going backwards this time. Let's get used to that movement backwards again. So just the shoulders, doing those circles, going back, behind us, rolling that back. And then when we feel ready, let's go ahead and include the elbows. And then just the shoulders again. Include the elbows, just the shoulders. So I am engaging quite a lot of parts here. Again, do it to your own comfortable range of motion. This is an all abilities exercise class, so go ahead and just do this. If this is the only one that's comfortable for you and including the elbows seems like a little bit too much of a stretch, or you can just do elbows the whole time if you would like as well. So that is up to you. And let's do one more shoulder circle and then one more elbows. And rest. Let's take some deep breaths in and out. Let's inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Okay, so moving on to our arms this time. Let's go ahead and stretch our arms out to the sides. Really imagine as though you have things shooting out your fingers and you're really trying to extend all the way to the sides like you're being stretched and pulled. And then let's go ahead and add a gentle turn to the left and a gentle turn to the right. Just moving your upper body here. This one's a good stretch for even if you're just sitting down, you need a bit of a break. It's a good one for your back. And let's stop right here. Now we're going to extend it a little bit farther backwards. So what that looks like from the side, I have my arms to the side here. So if you can see my hand right here. And then I'm going to open up my chest a little bit, engage those back muscles, and feel a stretch right through my arms, right through my chest, and the back. Let's rest a little bit. Let's try that again in a few seconds here. We're going to try that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and push the hands back behind you. Feel that chest open up. Feel those back muscles engage. And rest. We're going to try that again last time in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and pull that back behind you. Remember to breathe as you do this. I usually exhale at this moment. And go ahead and rest. Let's set those arms down. They probably are starting to get a little bit warmer, having them up all the time. They get heavier over time. Drink some water as well. Have a water bottle nearby you. Want to stay hydrated the whole time. And we are going to try that again, but with a small variation here. So again, have those arms out to the sides. This time what we're going to do is we're going to have our hands come to the front here, and then we're going to have our hands go back behind us. This will be easier to see from the side, so I'll show you what it looks like from the side. I have my arms coming forward, and when I have my hands forward like this, palms together, I'm going to slightly round that back, just a slight bit. So this is me sitting up straight, and then this is me rounding that back a little bit, feeling a stretch right here in the upper back. And then I'm going to slowly come out of that, and then have my chest open, just like what I was doing earlier as I bring my arms back behind me. Let's try that again. So palms together in front of you, round that back, feel that stretch, and then open up that chest as you bring your arms back. Let's try that again. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. And set those arms down. Okay, shake that off if it's starting to feel a little bit warm or strained. Okay, so we are going to continue here with our upper body. So we did quite a bit of stretching with our chest and our back. This time, let's go ahead and have our arms out again one more time here. And what we're going to do is we're going to stretch to the left. Look all the way back behind you if you can. And stretch to the right. Look all the way back behind you. So if your arms are starting to get tired, feel free to just set that down on your lap if you'd like. But we're looking all the way to the back and then all the way to the other side. Again, this is an all abilities exercise class. If it is too much to stretch a certain way, that's okay. You can just stay looking to the side, and just keep on kind of training that core that we have. We want to use those muscles that we have in our core area, our abdomen area, because this is, when we don't use it, we lose it. So you might have heard that quote before. Okay, keep on going here, looking left to right. Okay, one more on each side. And last one. And look straight ahead again. Okay, we're going to move to our legs this time. So, have your feet flat on the floor. You're going to do some seated marching here. So what we're going to do is lift one knee up, lift the other knee up. So imagine you're marching in a parade, whatever it could be, lifting one knee up at a time. Again, do it at a comfortable range of motion that works for you. Feel free to keep on raising that knee a little bit higher as we go. But we want to make sure that we're taking care of staying safe the whole time. And this is actually something that you could do standing up as well. I'm showing what it looks like seated down. But we are going to keep on moving here. Speed it up a little bit. Bring that a little bit higher if you are able. And keep going for just a bit more. We're going to count down here. We're going to count down 10, 9, 8. Keep those knees up. 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and rest. I'm going to turn to the side here so that you can see. This time we are going to extend one leg forward, Set that down. Extend the other leg forward. Set that down. Again, if this is the height that you can manage, just an inch or two above the floor, that's completely okay. Do it to whatever height you can lift your foot to. If you can, it'll be great if you could do it parallel to the floor, but that is not a requirement to do this exercise. So always adjust as needed. And you can also choose to point your toe or flex. So pointing is kind of pointing with your toes. Flexing is kind of having your toes pointing up to the ceiling. So feel free to do that as well for an added muscle engagement in your calf. So keep going here. And the rest of your body is nice and relaxed. Just your legs doing all this muscle movement, going right and left. And let's actually slow this down a lot. So it's harder to do the slower you go. So we're going to do 3 times on each side here. Go as slow as you can. And you start to realize how my legs are shaking when I go really slow sometimes. Because we're really controlling that movement. I think I have one more set here. And relax. Okay. So let's warm up our ankles this time. So feet flat on the floor. And what we're going to do is lift the heels up. So if you can see from the side, I'm lifting the heels up. And then I'm lifting the toes up. Do that again. Lift the heels. Lift the toes. Heels. And then toes. So what we're focusing here is our ankles, wanting to warm that up before we do our standing exercises. Our ankles, they're our strong base of support. We teach this in our fall prevention class. We want to make sure we're always making our ankles as mobile as possible, and to do that, we've got to remember to exercise and move them in small movements like this, because they're small, but they definitely help out. Okay, let's do it 5 more times here. So what we're going to do is 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, 1, and relax. Drink some water. We're gonna do our sit to stand exercise next. And if you've done that with us before, you already know how it goes. Feel free to choose whichever variation works for you. But I will show what it looks like, the 3 different variations that we do. So, I have a chair here. I'm going to set this right in front of me. This is for the folks who'd like that chair-assisted version, where we hold on to the chair as we stand up here. And so that is one way to do the exercise. But actually, I don't need this chair right away, because this first part to the sit to stand is simply inhaling and reaching over, exhaling, return. So, to break that down, feet flat on the floor, shoulders nice and rolled back, and your posture is straight the whole entire time. We're not hunching our back as we lean forward here. We're never doing that. We're always keeping it nice and straight, kind of engaging that core to help us do that. But we are going to inhale, lean over, exhale, come back to our seated position. Let's try that again. Inhale, lean forward, exhale, return. Inhale, lean forward, exhale, return. And last one, inhale, lean forward, exhale, return. Okay, so that is the first part to our sit to stand. The second part to our sit to stand is lifting a little bit off our chair. here's where I'll show what it looks like, the chair-assisted version of it. And also, because this is an all abilities class, if you would like to stay seated the whole entire time and just keep on going, reaching forward and back, even though we're lifting off our chair here. So you can choose to do that if you ever get tired or if that is the extent of your capacity, as long as you keep on moving. Okay, so it's a momentum-based sit-to-stand. We're going to build this up. Let's do our first part again. Just inhale, lean forward, no lifting. Exhale, sit back. This time, inhale, lean forward. Exhale, sit back down. And then you exhale, try not to plop down in your chair. I know that's the difficult part to this. So that is how to do it with a chair helping you out. I'll set this aside. For those folks who don't need the chair and would just like to use those arms for momentum, this is what it will look like. Go ahead. We're going to start with the first one, no lifting again. So inhale, lean forward. Make sure you're looking up. Exhale. Now inhale, lift a little. Exhale. So that's how to do it with just that arm swing for momentum. I mentioned how we should be looking up. Try not to look down and do this. It's a little bit harder to keep your balance actually. So look up and make sure you're staying looking up. Otherwise, looking down, you could just end up falling. So that is what we're trying to prevent with this exercise. We also do it in our fall prevention class. So let's try that again, and I'm going to show one last variation here. If the chair-assisted version is something you don't need, but the arm swing is a little bit too much as well, here's another way to do it where it's not just the arms swinging for momentum, but it's also our legs driving that momentum. So what's going to happen is I'm going to roll backward, so not roll backward, but lean backwards, and then I'm lifting those legs off of the ground, so lifting the legs off the ground, and then I'm going to bring my weight forward, push off the ground, and also add that arm swing. So that is another way to do that. Now, I'm going to do this 3 times, showing all 3 variations. Feel free to choose which one works the best for you. So, let's take a deep breath and prepare ourselves for this. Inhale through our nose. Exhale through our mouth. First variation. First part, this is the same for everyone. Inhale, no lifting. Exhale. Lift a little this time. Inhale. Gently back down. Exhale. Let's keep going. First part, we're going to lean over, no lifting. Exhale. Lift a little this time. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, one more time here. Again, beginning with that first part, no lifting. Inhale. Exhale. You're going to lift a little this time. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so we have 3 different variations, and then we have our very last part to the sit to stand, where we stand all the way up and we add it all together. So I'll show what it looks like with the 3 different variations here again. And it is exactly what it sounds like, but feel free to just watch the first time. So I guess I'll do it 4 times here. But take a deep breath in and inhale. Deep breath out, exhale. Roll those shoulders back. Keep your back nice and straight the whole time. And we are looking up as well. And inhale, lean forward, no lifting. Exhale. Lift a little this time. Inhale. Exhale. Stand all the way up now. Inhale. And exhale. Let's try that 3 times now here. So choose whichever variation works best for you. But before you sit back down, we are going to feel that chair behind our legs. So it's touching our legs. We know where it is. We know where we're going to sit down. And we are going to inhale and then exhale as we gently lower ourselves back to the chair. So, okay, let's do that again here. I'll show what it looks like. Actually, I'll show these variations. I think the chair is there if you need it. That one looks pretty simple, but here's the one with arm swings. Go ahead and inhale, lean forward. Exhale. Inhale, lift a little. Exhale. Stand all the way up. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, take a few steps back again. Feel that chair behind you. You know where it is. You know where you're going to sit down. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth as you gently lower yourself back to the chair. Okay, 2 more times here. I'll show the one where we lean back and lift our legs twice, because I know that one's that's some added movement that might be a little bit hard to catch for those folks who prefer this method. But first part, lift, no lifting. Inhale, exhale. Lift a little this time. Inhale, exhale. Last part, standing all the way up. Inhale and exhale. Let's do that one last time here. Feel that chair behind you. You know where it is. You know where you're going to sit down. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay. And for this last part, we're going to stay standing at the end. Again, if you would like to stay seated the whole time, don't worry. I'll show what seated variations look like. Okay. Feet flat on the floor. Shoulders nice and rolled back. Chin is up and you're looking up the whole time. Inhale, no lifting. Exhale. Inhale, lift a little. Exhale. Stand all the way up now. Inhale. And exhale. And drink some water if you haven't yet. Okay. Okay, so through any of our standing exercises, you can hold on to the chair for support if you would like. I'm going to set this behind me just so you can see what's happening with my legs. But actually, I do need it for this first part. So what we're going to do, either you're seated or standing, simply extend one leg forward. We're going to draw a circle with our toes. So we are warming up that ankle again, making sure that it's nice and ready to go. Switch directions. Okay, rest, other side. Other foot doing the same exact thing as earlier. This one's a pretty good exercise to do, say if you're doing the simplest of things like watching TV. It's a good one to take a break from. Switch directions. And it's good to keep our ankle mobile like this. So if you feel a good stretch, that's good. If you're feeling pain, take a step back, please. You should not be feeling pain when you do any of these movements. Okay. Okay. So for this first exercise, we do actually need a chair to hold on to for support, unless you would really like to test your balance, but that is up to you. What we're going to do, hold on to that chair for support, and this will look different whether you're seated or standing, just slightly, but we are going to lift our heels up, going on our tippy toes, and then back down. Do that again, keeping the same speed as we go up, and as we travel back down, as we go up, travel back down. Take deep breaths in and out as you do this, inhaling and exhaling all the way through. And make sure you are not crashing down to the floor when you go back down. Keep going if you are standing up. I'll show what this looks like seated down. Same thing, lifting the heels up and gently bring them back down, lifting the heels and back down. If you would like an extra challenge with this one, what you can do is lean forward, so you're kind of shifting that center of gravity forward, and then I feel more of the weight now on top of my legs here. So my legs are actually shaking as I do this because it's quite difficult to do. And that is a way to make it more challenging for yourself. Try not to hunch forward though. Keep that back nice and straight. We don't want to be hunching any other time in any of our exercises. So try not to do that. And we're going to go for 5 more times here. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Hold it in the air just for a little bit longer, and gently back down. Whew. Okay. I'll show what this looks like seated first here, and then I'll show what it looks like standing up. Feel free to kind of translate if you'd like to try and figure it out what it looks like standing up. But for the folks who are sitting down, we're going to move our feet side, center, side, center. So we're just taking side steps and bringing it back to center as we do this. If this is too easy for you, you'd like a challenge, go ahead and lift that leg up as you move it to the side, move it back to center, lifting that knee and placing it back down. Again, control that movement. Don't let gravity just pull your foot or pull your leg, down. So this is a variation to this movement right here if you'd like to make it a little bit more challenging. And of course, I'll show what this looks like standing up this time. Same thing, side, center, side. Doing a bit of weight shifting here. You can lift if you would like. This one's a pretty good balance exercise as well. You're lifting, have most of your weight on just one leg. Pretty good to practice this as well. If you would like another kind of variation for the folks standing up, what you can do is step to the side, pause, and then we're going to do a mini squat. So place your hands on your hips, mini squat, and stand up. What that looks like from the side here, I'll show what it looks like from the side. We have our legs nice and open like this. I'll face a little bit to the side here. And then we're going to imagine as though we're sitting down, and then we're going to stand back up. So that's what the mini squat looks like. Let's try that again. Mini squat, stand up. Mini squat, stand up. You can have that chair in front of you for support if you need that support to hold on to. And of course, if you're already sitting down, you can't really pretend like you're sitting down. And that's why I'm showing what this looks like for the folks who are standing up. So your variation is lifting that knee up, and keep on lifting that knee up. Lift it a little bit higher up to make it a little bit more challenging if you'd like. And make sure you're paying attention to your body the whole entire time. Let's do one more of these mini squats on each side. So that's one, and here's the other one. And stand up. So mini squats, they're mini because we are not bending kind of all the way through. A full-on squat is kind of like your leg is 90 degrees and you're all the way down here. That is also a variation if you would like to do it that way. But we can keep it mini for now if you'd like that too. Okay. So standing behind your chair again here. This time we're going to go ahead and loosen up our hips. So you can hold on to that chair for support. I'm going to move this to the side so you can see what I'm doing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with my knees a little bit bent. So we want to keep our knees soft the whole entire time so that they don't hurt. So knees a little bit bent, feet flat on the floor the whole entire time. And we're going to move our hips in a circle. So when we move our hips in a circle like this, we are not doing this where we're trying to do as big of a circle and kind of moving that upper body at the same time. We are keeping our upper body nice and straight, just the hips, isolating that movement, which is quite difficult to do. It depends on your flexibility, but even the smallest of movements, that is helpful to do. So imagine you are balancing something on your head, so you're not doing this. Don't do that big movement. We want to work on our hip flexibility here, not our whole entire body. I mean, you could if you like, but that's another way to do it. Switch directions, and keep going if you are standing up. I'll show what this looks like seated down. So seated down, actually, you do move your upper body. So it does make it a bit of a different exercise here. And that's okay. As long as we're moving, sitting down, it's kind of hard to just move the hips sitting down like this. But that's okay. Move that whole entire upper body, moving that head. Feeling that weight shift as well. Switch directions again. So I'm feeling my weight on my legs, feeling it more towards my glutes, my butt muscles, and just shifting that in a circle. So that body awareness is also something that we try to teach in one of our fall prevention Tai Chi classes. And it's a small exercise, but it's a helpful exercise. It helps prevent us from falling. So keep going if you're seated down or standing up. And again, for folks standing up, make sure those knees are nice and soft. And you are extending the hips as wide as they can, making a circle and trying to keep it nice and isolated. Last time, switch directions. I think this is the last direction now. So keep going, taking deep breaths in and out. Inhaling and exhaling all the way through. Taking deep breaths in and out. And rest. Okay, so hopefully, I forgot to mention, hopefully you are keeping your feet flat the whole entire time as you do this. We want to also feel that weight shift to different parts of our foot as we do that movement. So you can always try that another time as well. And let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths in and out before we sit back down here. Place those hands on our stomach. We're going to do some belly breathing again. So belly breathing, inhaling all the way in, letting it reach all the way down to our belly. And then exhaling it all out. Try that again. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. Last one. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. And drink some water. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take a break from our legs. Let's move it back up. And what we're going to do is we are going to extend our hands right in front of us. So this is what I look like. Hands right in front. They're about parallel to the floor here. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull it back behind us, kind of opening up that chest, pulling it back behind us, and then in front of us again. So pulling it back behind us, then in front. Make sure you're not losing your neck as you do this. Keep those shoulders down, in front, and then behind, in front, and then behind. Also, as we pull, try not to keep this outwards, your elbows outwards. You want to keep those elbows nice and tucked in. So, forward, tuck in those elbows. Have them as close to your sides as possible. Taking deep breaths in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. I usually inhale, exhale. Let's do this 5 times here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, 5. And relax. Shake that off. Okay. And let's extend one arm to the side. Feel like you're extending all the way to the side. You have things shooting out your fingers. And then you are going to swipe to the front. And as we do this, see and watch how my upper body here is just facing the front the whole time. I'm not doing this where I'm twisting to the side. This twisting motion is not happening. We are simply facing the front, testing our flexibility with our shoulders. Try that on the other side. So to the side, have it come across. Other side, come across. So extend all the way to the side, have it come across our body, extend to the side, have it come across. And we are facing the front the whole entire time. Try not to twist your body. And if that means you can only get to a certain, say you can only get here and not all the way here, that's okay. We can build up that flexibility over time. We can always build up flexibility. You can always build up strength no matter what age or ability we have. You can always get a little bit farther than where we started. So that's the great thing as long as we stay consistent. So keep going here. We're going to do it 2 more times on each side. So 1, and last one, 2. Okay. So take a bit of a break, shake off those arms if that is helpful to you. We're going to continue with a variation of that exercise here. And let's take a deep breath in. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Arm to the side again here. Have it come across. Now we're going to pause at this moment because with our other hand here, I'll come a little bit closer. So come across, With our other hand, we're going to hold on to our forearm and pull a little bit more to the side until we feel a stretch right here. I feel a stretch right here and also in my shoulder. So go ahead and pull that and relax. Make sure you're breathing in as you do this. Arm to the side, have it come across. Hold on to that forearm and pull a little bit until you feel a stretch right here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Relax. Let's try that again. Arm to the side, have it come across, and let's this time pull the shoulder down. So we are pulling the shoulder down, pulling this arm to the side. So it's two stretches happening here. And release. Other side, have it come across, pull the shoulder down, and stretch to the side, and release. Okay, so we're going to continue with these hand stretches now. Let's go ahead and extend those fingers nice and wide, and then curl into a gentle fist. Try that again. Nice and wide, curl into a gentle fist. We are inhaling and exhaling all the way through as we do this movement. Taking deep breaths in and out. And really, we're moving through this quite slowly. Hand exercises, they're small, but they're very helpful. We use our hands for a lot of things, and if we don't do small exercises like these as we grow older, then we forget how to use these small muscles that we have. So keep on opening and closing. Let's do it 2 more times here. 1 and 2. And for this last one, we are going to have our hands face the floor, or not hands, palms face the floor, and then rotate, face the ceiling. Try that again. Facing the floor, and then facing the ceiling. Floor, ceiling, floor, ceiling. So these small rotations with our hands. And keep going at your own pace. And let's just do this 2 more times on each side. So that's 1 and then 2. And now go ahead and touch each finger with your thumb. So doing these small finger exercises is helpful as well. Otherwise, we forget how to move our fingers with these little micro movements right here. So you can keep your hands nice and out if you would like that, or you can just rest them on your lap if you'd like. But feel free to change up the pace in which you do this, the speed, and keep going as you move through this movement. And let's go ahead and relax. Feel free to shake this off. If it is too much to shake off wrists like this, you can also wave it off like your hand is a wave, kind of like a jellyfish. I feel like it also reminds me of that. Okay. So we stretched out a lot of different things here. This time, let's go ahead and have our hands out, and we're going to give ourselves a nice big squeeze. We're going to inhale and squeeze. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Your arm in the bottom is now going to come up top. And you're going to inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Okay, release those arms, release that. And we're going to take a couple deep breaths here before we move on to our legs and stretching that out as well. But place the hands on the stomach Belly breathing again here. We're going to inhale for 4 counts, hold, exhale for 4 counts. So I'm going to count you in here. Let's go ahead. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. So counting up to 4. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, last time. Let's count up to 5 this time. We're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to end with some leg stretches here. And when you do these leg stretches, you can do it seated or standing. I'll show what it looks like seated first. But what we're going to do, I'll face a little bit to the side so you can see what I'm doing. We are going to extend one leg forward. Make sure that knee is not locked. We don't want it locked in place. But extend one leg forward. Look at my foot now this time. My foot it's not flat on the floor, but it's actually pointed upwards. And we want those toes pointing up to the ceiling, meaning that it's flexed. And so, leg is outstretched, foot is flexed, and we are gonna lean forward until we feel a stretch right on the underside of our leg. So this is how you do it seated down. I'll show what it looks like standing up in just a few moments here. Okay, relax. Other side now this time. Extend that leg. Do not lock out that knee. Keep it nice and soft. To keep it nice and soft, that means you don't extend all the way. You keep it kind of nice and a little bit contracted, a little, making sure you're not putting pressure on those joints that we have. Foot is not flat, not like this, but it's nice and up, toes pointing up to the ceiling, and we're gonna lean forward, inhale, exhale. Switch again. I'll show it one more time, seated down, extend that leg, don't lock out that knee, toes pointing up to the ceiling, lean forward, inhale, exhale, release, and last one. Leg extended, knee is not locked, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Lean forward until you feel that stretch. Inhale, exhale. Okay, so that's what it looks like seated down. Keep going if you're seated down. Standing up, it looks like this. Go ahead and have that chair in front of you. You are about an arm's length away from your chair. And what we're going to do is we are going to step one leg in front of the other. It doesn't matter which one, we're going to do both. Feet flat on the floor. Hold on to that chair for support. And then go ahead and lean forward. So if you watch my back leg here, it's nice and outstretched the whole time. It's not bent like that, but it's nice and outstretched. Only this leg is nice and bent. And that's how we feel that stretch that we were doing seated down just earlier. Okay, go ahead and switch. Other foot in front. Hold on to that chair for support. And keep that back leg nice and outstretched. I forgot to mention, don't lift your heel up. Keep the feet flat on the floor here. So this is another difference from our folks who are sitting down who are lifting their feet. We don't want to lift our feet at all for this one. Okay, switch. Other side again. Let's try that. One foot in front. Shifting our weight forward. Keeping that leg in the back. Nice and outstretched. And feet flat on the floor. Other side. And same thing. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And release. Okay, thank you for joining me today. My name is Carmel. I work with Eastside Neighborhood Services with the Vital Living Program. This is Vital Fitness. This April is actually the last month in which I'll be doing Vital Fitness in person through Facebook Live with all of you. I will keep on posting um, previous recordings of it. So we are actually transitioning our Vital Fitness class back to in person at Eastside, but we will keep these videos just so you can still view them if you'd like. You can also view them on YouTube as well. But I just want to let you know that at the end of the month, we will no longer be doing our videos through Facebook Live, but we'll keep on reposting previous recordings. So we'll still be here, but we are trying to get back in person, and I hope you're all doing well, taking care, and staying safe. Have a good day. Bye-bye.